And we are live, people. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, critical thinkers, Manchester United fans, or just simply football fans who like to be deep thinkers, who like to put a little bit of thought into things. If that's you, if you think a lot about stuff, this is the channel for you. Welcome, welcome. This is, of course, your match preview. It feels strange to have a match preview show on a Wednesday. It feels strange to play on a Thursday this year. Thursdays are for Europa League people, and yeah, we're not too strange. Yeah, we do we have played on Thursdays, but it does feel strange this year doing a match preview show on a Wednesday. But of course, guys, we have midweek games to play. There were midweek games yesterday. There are going to be games today, and of course, Manchester United face West Ham United tomorrow at Old Trafford. So this is your match preview where we are going to go through, as usual, the manager's press conference quotes. It's always, guys, very, very important to understand where we are, what we're doing before the game. It's always very, very, it's critical actually for us as a channel to understand the manager's position. So we're going to go through the manager's press conference quotes as we usually do together to find out what is up, what is down, what is left, and what is right. What is the state of play? Who's injured? Who is not injured? And what kind of game can we expect against West Ham tomorrow? So we'll go through the quotes. Amorim has spoken, and as you can see on the thumbnail, we are leading with the abuse. I don't know if I can say the word, but I've said it anyway. The online abuse, apparently I haven't heard much about it, but there has been some online abuse. BBC have investigated, so Ruben Amorim was asked about that, so we're going to talk about it. He also mentioned Cunha. Cunha is back. I'm just going to let it out off the bat that Cunha is back and he is ready to play. So he's been asked about Cunha and Cunha's general levels. He spoke about Dalot improving. Leny Yoro, he spoke on, he was asked a question about Leny Yoro after Leny Yoro was substituted and he didn't look too happy apparently. He, of course, clarified the injuries. I think the injury situation, guys, you're going to want to stick around. The injury situation is very interesting, the answer he gave to that question. He spoke about Lacey being ready to play, Nuno and West Ham. He spoke on youngsters being in the first team. There's also rumours back on the injury front. There are rumours that Bruno might actually be injured. He might not actually be fit to play, which is quite interesting if it is true, because Bruno, as we know, is never injured. And we also have an interview that's been circulating, an interview of Amad and Mbeumo and Amad. They did a joint interview together where they spoke about their relationship. They also, especially Amad, spoke about his desire to win the Premier League. It's all good to have ambition, and I know Amad is somebody who has a lot of ambition. So that's it, guys. We're going to look at the team, look at what we believe the team will be tomorrow as well. So we have a few bits to get through in our match preview show. So as usual, guys, before we get into the nitty gritty, smash that like, turn on that notification, and if you are new, subscribe below, guys. Big up yourself, big up Turkish in the chat. Let's run through these quotes then. What is the manager saying? How has he prepared us for tomorrow? What is the feeling like tomorrow? Let me know as well, guys. Comment below, start the conversation. Let me know how you're feeling. All of this. This is the community, people. So without further ado, so the BBC did an investigation this weekend around online abuse during the Premier League weekend. And essentially, they found out that managers were targeted more than players, which is quite interesting. Um, and they've also found out or confirmed that 82% of the abuse was made on Twitter. Ruben Amorim, Arnie Slot, Eddie Howe, those were the most common targets of abuse. So that is essentially the finding of the BBC. Now, me, one of the first things I thought about was, what do they constitute as abuse, online abuse? Is it you saying the manager is not good enough? Is it you saying the manager is rubbish? Or is it you calling the manager names? Because I've seen online abuse, especially likes of Jadon Sancho and Pogba, and it is crazy, nasty work. When I see manager stuff, it's usually Mickey taking. It's usually posts about how rubbish he is. It's usually posts about him only winning 25%. So one of the first things I thought was, it'll be interesting to see. I really wish I did a bit more research and actually got one of these tweets that were, constituted as online abuse. I wish I saw one of these tweets so I could see what they mean by online abuse. But that's basically the finding. And Amram was asked a question about it. So he was asked a question, how do they deal with it? And his response was this, people. It's normal in any profession when you are exposed to it. I don't read it, I protect myself. I don't watch TV when they are talking about Manchester United. Not because I don't agree, a lot of the time I do, but it's a way of me being healthy. It's the only way to survive. So he's made a conscious effort to just not listen, just to ignore, just to look the other way. It's quite interesting that he says, not because I don't agree, a lot of the time I do. And one of my issues with Ruben Amorim is that he tries to, or he often distances himself from Man United, from the team, and he talks like a fan. And I feel like that's what makes people like him. He says things like, we're not good and Man United weren't good today. And I feel like, bro, you are the manager. The reason you have to he never takes responsibility for Man United not being poor. He talks about Man United the way the fans do, like a third person, like at arm's length sometimes. Like, I agree with the fans. It's almost like, I agree with you fans. They're rubbish. And it's like, bro, you're the manager of the team. You have to take a bit of responsibility. So I'm not always a fan, guys, of Ruben Amorim, the way he positions himself is very manipulative, I would say, in my opinion, But I like the fact that he is strong enough not to pay attention to these things. I just wish that this question was asked about the players. I wish that when it comes to protecting the players, we did more to protect the players. But I feel like this is a good answer. I like his approach. I think it makes sense. Don't forget that back in the day, Twitter didn't even exist. So a lot of these players from yesteryear didn't have the opportunity to be, to receive online abuse repetitively, repeatedly, and constantly. So this is a new thing. This is a new thing. Reading the headlines, there's only so many words in the newspaper. There's not enough time to print articles on every single footballer and abusing it. So this is a new thing. It's a new thing that we've had to deal with. But it is what it is. All right, so we've got a bit more clarity with the online A word. And it is specifically things like death threats, grape stuff, um, racial stuff. So it is that level. Um, yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this on your screen. No. Was it? Yeah. So stuff like that. Okay. Let's not do that, guys. Flipping neck. Like, let's just say get him out. Let's just say get rid of him. That we don't need to do that. Come on, human beings. Come on, please. Now we get a bit of flavor. We understand what the levels are. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So very interesting answer. Very interesting question. That was, guys, the first question that the manager was asked. The first question. So very intriguing. Let's move on to something else that the manager said. He has spoken about Cunha, and yes, people, just straight off the bat, like I said before, Cunha is back, people, and it's all good. We want all of our best players fit, healthy, and ready to go. So amazing news. Ruben Amorim on Mateus Cunha's development. So this is what Ruben is said about Cunha. I think he has more levels to go. Full stop. I think we all agree on that. We've spoken about it on this channel. That what we've seen of Cunha, even what we've seen of Amad and Mbeumo, he scored goals, but his general performance over 90 minutes, Amad and Mbeumo, hasn't been great. Cunha hasn't scored as many goals as Amad and Mbeumo, and he's had some good performances, Cunha, without scoring. Let's be honest, but he's also had some poor performances without scoring. So it's been a bit inconsistent for Cunha at this time, but United as a football team are inconsistent. So whenever the team is inconsistent and putting out inconsistent results, I tend to look at the whole thing rather than the individuals. But Ruben Amorim continues and he says he's at a different club with different pressure. I think he's coped with that well. Yeah, I think so. Decently. He was struggling because he was not scoring and because of social media abuse. So once again, I'm thinking, what kind of, like, if it's just you're rubbish, you're not scoring, etc. Fair enough, but it's very interesting because I didn't expect this stuff for the likes of Cunha. Not so soon. I didn't expect Cunha to receive online abuse so quickly off the bat, so quickly after coming to Manchester United, after putting on a shirt. I didn't expect that, and it's very, as a Man United fan, disheartening. I can only assume that yes, Man United fans are saying some aggressive things, but surely it must also be rival fans doing this too. It has to be a degree of rival fans trying to push this as well, because it's insane. It's insane. So he goes on to say he was struggling because he was not scoring and because of social media abuse. He was thinking too much about the numbers, but the influence he has within the team, he's so important to us. Full stop. I feel like I'm vindicated a little bit when I see stuff like this, because for me, watching Cunha and my football knowledge, I could see that and I've said this so many times, every game I watched Cunha, I kept saying to all of you guys, he's snatching at things, he's trying too hard. He's trying to run through the whole team and score a goal. I've said many times, he looks like a man who knows he has to score 20, get 20 GA. He looks at someone he knows he has to do numbers, and therefore he's not even playing his own game, because if he played his free game, he wouldn't be thinking about numbers. The numbers would just come by the fact that you're playing game, but he's consciously putting pressure on himself, and therefore we're not seeing the best Cunha. I can see this happening, right? And it's up to the manager to create the environment for him to play the game that he played at Wolves. And if he's not, then it's just as much the manager's fault as it is Cunha's fault. But so I like this. I feel like I've already understood this before the manager has even spoken. He finishes off the whole Cunha convo by saying, I think Cunha has so much room to grow defensively and offensively, which is true, especially defensively. Defensively, he's not had too much defensive responsibility playing for Wolves. At Man United, he has a bit more, and I think he needs to do better in that respect as well. So that's the manager on Cunha, guys. Let me know as usual if you agree, disagree, why not, etc. This is Ruben Amorim. This is Ruben Amorim on Diogo Dalot, people. Before we find out what the manager is saying about Diogo Dalot, I will just caveat it by just quickly saying that I'm not the greatest fan of Dalot, and I'm not the biggest fan of Diogo Dalot playing wing back. I've made that clear, and I think you guys know that already. I think most of you guys agree with me. But let's find out. Let's see what Ruben Amorim is saying on Diogo Dalot. So he's essentially saying that he needs to do a lot of things like other players better. Straight off the bat, the manager is saying that Dalot needs to do better. Good, Amorim. Good. I think when you see a very good game of Diogo, he can show that he has a quality. And sometimes he drops a little bit. So the manager is aware. You don't really come out and say a player needs to do better and his quality drops a little bit. These things are not... When's the last time he came out in a press conference, guys, and he spoke about a player's quality dropping and saying that he needs to do better? When's the last time you heard this from him? So, as much as Dalot is his son or his nephew or whatever he is, and all of the jokes and all of these things, the first line there, as you can see, not the first line, the first paragraph, he's essentially saying Dalot shape up. Dalot fix up. That's not even Dalot's good player, blah, 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 and then say Dalot fix up. He went straight into Dalot fix up. And then, let's read on. But if you look at our team, everyone is a little bit like that. He's really powerful. He's good on set pieces. And you have to understand that in this league, he's really important. He can play both sides. That's true. We forget that Dalot can play left wing back and right wing back. I think the only issue is we don't agree that he can play it well. So what's the point of him playing, like being able to play both sides? You know, that somebody who can play all positions. Okay, you can play every single position. Yeah, yeah. Are you good? No. So what good is it that you can play every position when you're not good, bro? Like, what the hell? That's how I feel about that sentence. But we will read on. Let's read on, guys. It depends on what you want. The system that you're going to face, and to have that ability of playing both sides, changing position during the game, that can help you also to even think about the squad for Dalot, the league. That whole paragraph is wishy-washy. Wishy-washy. Depends on what you want, the system that you're going to face. I understand what he's saying. He's saying, like, depending on what he, the boss, Amorim, wants to achieve, he will play Dalot or not play Dalot. He'll play Dalot on the left or play Dalot on the right. Whether he wants someone to come in on the right with his left, sorry, he's right footed. Whether he wants him to come in from the left to the right and do a cross, or play on the right and just stay on the byline, and whatever he wants to do, he will use Dalot for it, or he can potentially use Dalot for it. He sees Dalot as a utility, clearly here. So it's one player, he says. It's one player. He's international, always playing for national team. So it's a very important player for us, but he needs to improve like any other player. That's cool. I don't think he could say any worse than what he said. He keeps saying he needs to improve like any other player. He needs to do this like any other player. But I guarantee you, if he's asked this question about Amad Diallo, he's not having 2 paragraphs about how Amad needs to improve. When's the last time he said Amad, he needs to improve, Amad needs to do better? He loves Amad. He doesn't. Amad's fine. So he's telling Dalot he needs to improve, while at the same time also, you know, when you do the whole, but everybody needs to improve. It's not just you, Dalot. You need to run faster, but everybody needs to run faster. It's not just you, Dalot. That's what he's doing as well. He's saying you're not that good, but don't worry, no one else is good. He's trying to make him, but understand what he's saying here, and understand what is happening here, because I do. Unless I'm projecting. Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe because I'm not the biggest fan of Dalot, I am projecting. But I don't think I am. I've read the words. I've heard the interview. So let me know what you guys think. As usual, guys, comment below. Let's move on to another quote about Leny Yoro. Leny Yoro was substituted at the weekend, and I have said that whether it's because his confidence is low because Maguire was picked ahead of him in some games, or whether he's just young. And one thing we need to understand, guys, please, I beg of you, understand that every young player goes through it. Whether your name is Mason Greenwood, Rashford, Rooney. Do you think Rooney came here at 18 and just had great years? Rooney had really bad 4 months. Rooney had a really bad 6 months. He had bad patches, bro. Everybody does, especially when you are young. Phil Foden has had many patches of crapness. Like, I can keep talking and keep mentioning young players. Leny Yoro is going to have a period of time where he's not that good, and we need to relax because it happens to everybody. So I just wanted to say that and put that out there, because I know most United fans, and I won't say most, but a lot of you guys, especially the ones that are doing online abuse and stuff, you guys are sickos. You guys are gremlins, cretins, yeah. And it's for you. This message is for you, you idiots who don't understand football at all. Just angry people who just want to go online, and if your team lose, find someone to blame and just go all out attacking them. Stupid, ignorant people who can't critically think at all. I'm glad I don't have those people on my chat. But I've also spoken about this. So once again, the manager is saying something that I understand, and I've said this already. Ruben Amorim said, I spoke with Leny because he makes a mistake and struggles. He wants to do everything so well. He's growing. It's not easy for a young guy. He knows it wasn't his best game. That is fine. And we must understand that Bruno Fernandes has crap games on a regular basis, but you guys don't abuse him. So, and he's older, and he's our captain. And when he's crap as our captain leading us, whether it's a Europa League final where he's rubbish, whatever it might be, you guys, he doesn't get anything. He gets away scot-free. So when it comes to the kids, 19-year-olds, relax ourselves. That's all I'm saying. Let's relax ourselves. But I like what the manager said there. I like what the manager said, especially when he said he's growing. It's not easy for a young guy. He made a mistake, and he wants to do everything so well. That's a good thing. He will get better, guys, and he will continue to improve. So that's Ruben Amorim on Leny Yoro. We just need to be careful we don't destroy our players by leaning into and accepting the negativity that's out there on the internet and pushing that onto our players. We need to find a way to protect our players as well. So big up everybody. Big up everybody. So injuries. Ruben Amorim on injuries. Ruben Amorim has said that we have apparently two doubts for the game. Who are these doubts. He's also said that it will change the way we're going to approach it. Let's see if they can play, he said. The rest of the squad is good. Mateus is back. Harry and Sesko are still out. So my understanding from that, and listening to the manager, is that the two people who are doubtful are clearly not Harry and Sesko, because he said that he's not going to let us know. But he said Harry and Sesko are out. So those two are not just doubtful, they're just out. So we believe that Bruno Fernandes may be one of those players that are doubtful against West Ham, guys. Just in from Robert Dawson at ESPN, Bruno Fernandes is nursing a knock. He looked to be in discomfort towards the end of the 2-1 win over Crystal Palace. He could be one of the two players that Amorim has said are a doubt. So the news already circulating. He hasn't told us who is doubtful, but the fans already starting to do their maths. 2 + 2 = 10. 3 cubed, 3 squared is not even flipping 9. 3 squared is 4. So the maths is not mathsing, and United fans are doing what they do. But it could be Bruno. And if it is Bruno and maybe someone else, then how do we approach this game? We haven't started a game or played a game without Bruno Fernandes in that central midfield all season. I don't recall. So could Kobe get a start if it is Bruno? Who else is the other player? Is it a defender? If it's an attacking player, it will be very, very frustrating. Is it Xerxes? After the 2 starts, will Xerxes even start? This is a midweek game and we play it again on Monday. So is Xerxes going to start Saturday, Wednesday, Monday? Maybe. Are we going to play Cunha up front and Mason Mount and then Mbeumo again? Those are the questions that we need to find out. But the manager has said there are 2 doubts without saying who they are. So that's sending United fans into a frenzy, into a game of Cluedo, guess who, whatever you want to do. But yeah, you guys let me know who you guys think it is, the injury doubts. And whoever the injury doubts are, let me know what your approach would be if those 2 players are not fit. Who would you play instead? Let me know, guys. Comment below. Let's move on then, people, quickly. Just a bit of update. Shea Lacey. That's how I pronounce it. Shea. Or Shea Butter. Like Shea Butter. That's, every black man knows about Shea Butter. Anyway, he's just saying Shea Lacey's ready. Shea Lacey is ready to play. So that's a bit of a update there on Shea Lacey. Sorry guys. This Amorim has spoken about Nuno and West Ham. Sometimes, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I forget that Nuno is West Ham's manager. I feel like he's managed at least, is his 3rd club that he's managed in the Premier League? Wolves, Forest, West Ham, right? So he said, I don't know if he's managed, I can't think of. Was he at Tottenham briefly? I don't know. But either way, he's been around the block. Nuno, he's been around the block. And Ruben Amorim on facing Nuno. I had no doubt that Nuno would have success. He knows how to work with different squads. We know it's going to be tough, and he's really smart preparing the game. I will say this, guys. Nuno is a much better manager than Ruben Amorim. I think I believe if we can't at least admit something as basic as that, we've seen Nuno manage multiple clubs and done absolutely fine. I think if Nuno had these players under his belt, we would be in a much better position. We have the evidence to show what he's done. The only evidence we have for Ruben Amorim being good at anything is his time at Sporting, where he dominated the league because he had the most money and he had the best players. And that's it. Like Nuno came here and he did well with the little resources he had at Wolves and stuff. All the Portuguese guys he brought in at Wolves, all the Netos and Pedros, all these guys. The unfortunately, the Liverpool guy who died, Jota. All these Portuguese don that Nuno brought in. Nobody can convince me that Ruben Amorim is a better manager or coach than Nuno Espirito Santo, because he really is not. There's no metrics out there that shows that. No stat. So it's going to be an interesting game, guys. I still think we have better players than West Ham. So regardless of the manager's coaching, the players will find a way. Just like they did last game when we were out of it. We didn't know what we were doing. We weren't playing well. Xerxes scored out of nowhere. Mason Mount scored out of nowhere. Yeah. The players will find a way. The manager's system, the manager's approach will hold us back, in my opinion, but the players will push us forward. That's what happens. His substitutions will hold us back. His game management will hold us back. But the players will always bail this manager out because we have better players. We have two of the best players in the league, Cunha and Mbeumo. So I'm looking forward to the game. I hope you guys are looking forward to the game. Like I said, I am predicting a win just about, but I'm prepared for an upset. I'm also prepared for an upset because despite the fact that we won the last game, we haven't really been convincing, and I'm still waiting for Manchester United to play a brand of football that is sustainable. Not hoof the ball to Sesko, hoof the ball to Xerxes. I want to see triangles and I want to see patterns finally from this manager, and I don't think we're going to get that from him. Let's go. Let's finish off quickly, guys. Let's just move on from that one as well. I'm not really interested. All right, let's finish off on this one before we look at the team, guys. So like I said before in my introduction, Amad and Mbeumo sat down and did an interview together. And I feel like Man United are doing their PR, pushing their agenda. They know that these two players going out there, probably a safe bet. Mbeumo is scoring goals. So despite the fact that his performances haven't been always great, some of them have been really good. Some of them have been lackluster. The last game, he was poor, right? Very poor. So, but he's scoring goals. And when you score goals, when you get your GA in this GA mad world, that's all that matters. And I already said before Mbeumo came to this club, I said Cunha would be the better footballer. And listen, I don't want to say I told you so. I said Cunha will be the better footballer. Mbeumo will get the more numbers. Is that the Pogba and Bruno thing? Bruno will get loads of numbers, but Pogba is by far the superior footballer in every single metric, in every single way, right? But GA messes up people's head and messes up the way people see footballers. But these two are going to be pushed now. I think it's safe for Man United to push these two out there because maybe they have the less negative reaction. I know some people still have a negative reaction over Amad for whatever reason. You ask them why, I don't want to hear from them. But in general, I think the PR, the positivity around these two, I think it's safe to keep pushing these two to do interviews. Anyway, one of the questions I will ask of Amad is what he wants to achieve in the years to come. And he simply said, why not win the Premier League? Dreaming is not forbidden. And Brian Mbeumo adds, you come to Manchester United to win titles and the Premier League is one of them. So why not? Both of these players have come to Manchester United. Amad's been here for the last 4 years to win Premier League titles. They want to win trophies. What negatives can you find about that? This is all good, all positive PR, good things to say, good stuff, speaking with confidence, playing with confidence, developing their relationship together. All good stuff, all the kind of stuff that I wanted to hear, wanted to see before Brian and Mbeumo got here. And now they're here together. Good. Perfect. So that's really, I always like to end the streams with something positive, guys. Something positive. Brian and Mbeumo also said, Amad helped me when I came. We speak the same language, so it was easy or easier for me to get along with him. I think we have built a relationship from the first day. And you can see it. You can see it flourishing on the pitch. You can see it. And I said, listen, one of the best ways to form relationships on the pitch is to form them off the pitch. I'm telling you, when you're playing football with your friend that you actually like, yeah, I know it's a job and you got to be professional, but come on, I always got to remind people, when you're doing something physical, when you're doing a sport, it's different than being in an office. Like, I have to get up to play football. I have to mentally and physically be up there to sprint as quickly as I want to sprint, to kick the ball as hard as I want to kick the ball, to shoot. All these things, you have to be up there. So it helps for you to be in a good mood. It helps for you to feel good. It helps for you to be confident. Me, I don't need those things to sit on my desk and type. Footballers need those things to do the physical grueling thing that they do all the time. So it does actually help if there's harmony in the dressing room, and it does actually help if you like the people that you're playing football with. It actually does help, guys. So just to finish, Amad and Brian Mbeumo will be allowed to face Bournemouth as their AFCON campaign start on the 24th of December. Let's not forget AFCON, guys. I know that it's coming up quickly, and both Amad and Brian Mbeumo will have to go. So let's see if we can rack up as many wins as we can with them, just in case they go and we capitulate. So let's beat West Ham. Anyway, that is that. Let's look at the team, the potential team, and what it could be, people. Big up the chat. It's a different time, different show today. This is essentially the same team as the last game. The same team that we played the last game. But the manager says there's going to potentially be 2 players who are injured, right? And we don't know who they are. I think Cunha is back, and because Cunha is back, he could potentially start. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Cunha up front instead of Xerxes. While at the same time I would be, if that makes sense. Because he started twice, 2 matches in a row. But has he started because Cunha is injured? Is that the only reason why Xerxes... I don't know this yet. I don't know this about the manager, because when Xerxes been fit and Cunha's been fit, the manager has decided or chosen to play Cunha up front. So now Cunha is back. I don't know if the manager will take Xerxes out and put Cunha there. But I would personally take Mount out and play Cunha there. But then Mount will probably say, I deserve another start. He could start Cunha on the bench. Why not? And bring Cunha on in second half for Xerxes. It's going to be very interesting how he plays. And if Bruno is the one that's injured, could we see a Kobe Mainoo start against West Ham? And before you guys say anything, I don't care what combination of midfield he plays, whether it's Manu, Casemiro, Manu, Bruno. It should be a better midfield than what West Ham have. In my opinion. In my opinion. Is he going to push Amad up into the tens and play Dalot and Dorgu? Is Dorgu going to get a game against West Ham? Because we also have to think about the fact that technically we're playing twice a week this week, right? We played Sunday, Thursday, and Monday, right? Do we need to rest people? Do we need to rest people now? Or can these guys take the load? Can they handle the load? Big up TK in the chat for jumping in. TK, it's rumoured. In the press conference, the manager said that there are 2 players who are doubtful, and all online, guys, everyone is now assuming one of those players is Bruno. It's not factual. It might be Bruno, and something tells me, listen, if it is Bruno, cool. But Man United haven't released it's Bruno. Fans have just suspected that Bruno might not be fit tomorrow, TK. So that's where we're going with. It could be Bruno, and if it's Bruno, then surely we're going to get Kobe Manu start. If it is Bruno. TK says Bruno out, good. Big up TK. He didn't mince his words there. Didn't mince his words there at all. So big up everybody. That's kind of the team I expect tomorrow, with maybe 1 or 2 changes. We know that Martinez is back, but I can't see Martinez starting really. I wouldn't be surprised if Dorgu starts, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if Dorgu starts. But the team will be around that. Maybe 1 or 2 changes, but I can't see too many changes, guys. So that's the team tomorrow. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Comment below, guys. Share the video, like and subscribe. Do all that nice stuff. We're on 592 subscribers at the moment, so we're getting there. We're getting towards 600 subscribers. Like I said, Wednesday shows are usually news related, but today is your match preview for the West Ham game tomorrow evening. Please make sure you tune in with me, watch the game with me. It's always fun watching the game, see how I see the game. And I guarantee you'll find out that I see the games probably similar to you. I probably see the game similar to how you see the game. So join in the watch along tomorrow. Big up TK for jumping in. Big up everyone who's going to watch this live or watch this on repeat. I think that is all. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below. And as usual, I will see you guys. Not as usual. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the watch along. Big up yourselves and take